Hello everyone, this is the InStyle Knitting Studio. In this lesson, we will learn how to change yarn. This is often necessary if the thread suddenly breaks or the skein runs out. Or, for example, if we need a different color of yarn for the pattern. For clarity, I have knitted several rows of stockinette stitch. If we are knitting and run out of yarn, it is best to make the change at the beginning or end of the row. If we are knitting to the middle of a row, and it is small, and it's not too difficult to unravel, it's probably better to undo it for a less noticeable transition. This is because the edge stitches, as a rule, we hide in the seam when sewing. Therefore, the transition will not be noticeable at all. But if we are not sewing on the sides, or if it's inconvenient to unravel, and a certain pattern is very difficult to rip, we need to change the yarn color in the middle. I will knit to the middle of the row so that we can see clearly how to change the yarn color. In my case, these are the knit front back stitches. Well, let's say this is the middle of the row. I need to change the color. I simply drop the gray yarn. I take a contrasting color yarn. In my case, this is orange. I leave a long enough tail of the yarn. Just like with the gray yarn, we also leave a long enough tail. This is necessary so that later we can easily hide this yarn with a needle or hook. It won't stick out anywhere. And what do? I knit the front back stitch, in my case with the new yarn. I catch the new yarn and knit the front stitch. There, I will pull the new orange yarn. Then I will continue knitting with the new yarn. I simply drop the gray one. I will knit to the end of the row. We will see what it looks like on the reverse side. This is what our transition looks like. Here, a little gap forms, but if we tie these two threads into a knot from the back side, for example, in 2 knots and hide the tail of the thread, it will pull here, and this little hole will not be visible. Thus, we have a row in gray and immediately switch to orange. Well, it's that simple to change the yarn in the middle of the row. We just take a thread of a different color and start knitting, and then we hide the ends later. If we need to change the color of the yarn in the next row, meaning the first stitch of the next row must be a new color, what do? We knit the last edge stitch with 2 threads. We turn the work around. We leave the old color and start knitting the new row with the new yarn. So we just knit the last stitch with both threads at once. This first stitch will be hidden in the seam, so it won't be visible and will have such a beautiful transition. 1 row in one color, the second row in another. If we are changing every row, we can leave the yarn uncut and just make floats. And we simply hide those edge stitches in the seam. These floats will not be visible. I have reached the end of the row. And let's knit the next row again with a new yarn. So now we will make a change. We will knit the last edge stitch with both colors, with 2 threads at once. So we knit the purl stitch with both threads immediately. I did not cut the yarn from the previous row. We turn the work around. We will knit the next row with the orange yarn. we drop the gray. If our edge stitches will be hidden in the seam, the color change will not be visible. Now let's see what to do with these threads. As at the beginning of our lesson we changed color in the middle, I cut the threads here to show what I do now. I tie 2 knots, so I make sure not to tighten them too much. I pull them tight enough so there isn't a strong tension here, but also so that no gap forms. The double knot is ready. And now I usually use a needle for these threads. I thread it through a needle with a big eye and hide the threads. Between these loops, from the front side, nothing will be noticeable. Here at the edge, we change the yarn, so we have a thick edge stitch. It's double, meaning it consists of an orange and a grey thread, just like this one. If a seam is intended here, it will all be hidden. That's all. If you found the lesson helpful, please like, subscribe. Stay with us, and we will meet in the next session.